So, how do we deal with CF in public?
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys have had a good couple of weeks. Excited to be here again talking about how we deal with CF in public. For me, some aspects of CF in public are very easy. For instance, taking my pills when we go out to eat, and I'm in a normal setting, right? That for me, as long as I can remember to bring my pills with me, which is the part I struggle with the most, taking them isn't difficult. I just keep, for me, it's just keeping the normal conversation going and acting like there's nothing different that's happening, right? We get ready to eat dinner, and I take my pills out of my pocket, and they go straight into my mouth, followed by water or whatever I'm drinking at the table at the time, and it's just part of the normal conversation, right? I don't draw attention to it. Not a big deal. It's over, gone. People probably don't even notice when I do it. Something like that for me is easy. Some of the things that I find harder to deal with are exercising at the gym. I struggle to get to the gym. In fact, I do have a membership at a gym, but I struggle to get there. I have equipment at my house, and I find it easier for me to use that where I know if I have a coughing fit or if I have a panic attack because my lung function, I'm struggling with my lung function that day, that I can just stop and relax. And if I have a whole bunch of junk that I'm getting up, I can put a trash can right by me and just take care of it that way instead of having to accommodate some other way of doing it, right? I struggle with the shortness of breath and managing that while I'm just in general playing with my kids out in public or with other families and their kids and being able to keep up. And, especially with people that I don't know as well, and we're walking somewhere or we're out at a hike or playing baseball or just messing around or something like that, and not being able to keep up. And so I struggle with balancing the need to slow down with not wanting to draw attention to myself and the fact that my CF is potentially causing me to hold myself back some. Those are difficult. In fact, this past weekend, we were at my son's baseball game, and I was sort of stepping in to pitch when the kids reached their pitching limit, and coming off the field, I started having a panic attack, and it was because I was short of breath, and I just pushed through it and didn't really draw attention to it, but it was one of those things where I was struggling with because part of me said, hey, hold on, you got to stop. You can't go out there in 30 seconds when you've got to help pitch again. You've got to stay off to the side. And making that call, especially when I'm around people that I don't know that well. But, the other difficult aspect too, like I said, sort of with the gym, is having these coughing fits in public. At an airport or at a restaurant when one of them comes on and you start just to cough uncontrollably, and people look at you because sometimes it's a really deep, nasty sounding cough, and they think you've got like the bubonic plague or something. That can be difficult because people just sort of stare and look at you. Those types of things. With that, I just have sort of learned to say, never mind, this is what's happening. Sometimes you'll cough so hard they'll say, bless you, like you think you've sneezed. And which is really funny because it never really sounds like a sneeze to begin with. But anyway, a lot of times I'll just say thank you. I work full time, and not like I can be at home all the time when I have stomach issues. And so, how do you work around that? For me, I usually find a bathroom on a different floor than where I work, or if it's in a bigger building like I used to work in, I'd walk 2 floors down and use a bathroom where there was less people around. Now I still use a bathroom on a lower floor, sometimes to deal with those issues, but also to sort of work in a flight of steps whenever I have to go to the bathroom, Use that for a little bit of exercise throughout the day. So that's sort of the way I guess I look at it, and sort of to make a long rambling story short. I don't know if there is I don't know if it gets any easier to do a CF in public. I try to hope that I am comfortable enough with myself that I accept those things, and that's just the way it is. And I ultimately don't really necessarily worry about what other people think when I'm experiencing those things, but in actuality, that's not the case at all. I think we all worry about it in some aspects because we don't necessarily want to have to explain ourselves over and over again, or to educate others on what's going on, right? You hope that people just are compassionate enough to be supportive instead of, casting sideways glances at you when you have a coughing fit or something like that. I guess what I would say is it's not easy, and I'd love to hear if you guys have any tips or tricks to deal with a lot of these things. And I wish you guys the best. I hope you are healthy and you stay well, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks a lot.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.